What's up, y'all? This is Andrew. This is Mere Music, and this is a reaction slash sharing a song from what I think is the album of the year, so far anyway. The album is called The Past Is Still Alive. The band is called Hurray for the Riff, Raff. The singer is named Linda Segura. The song is Snake Plant. The past, in parentheses, the past is still alive. The whole album is incredible. If you have not listened to The Past Is Still Alive yet and you like Americana folk rock kind of music, if you haven't heard it, you're missing out. So this is, I guess, not a pure reaction. This is me just sharing a song with you, and it is hopefully giving you some insight as to why I think this is easily the album of the year so far. So come along with me on the journey. This is Snake Plant, The Past Is Still Alive. So here we go. Doing live versions of all these songs because I love them. I love live music generally. You'll notice, those of you who are guitar aficionados, that she's playing in open tuning.
To the tree when the hurricane comes, hurricane comes. I know your face, I know your smell.
I know your face, I know your smell, man.
I know that you are living in
I love seeing artists play their songs too.
bushes while I wait for the train. Under the bridge when it starts to rain. I never got to ride the Sunset Road, but I drank enough 100 proof. Campfire on the super fun side. Garbage island fucking in the moonlight. Play my song for the barrel of freaks, and we go shoplifting when it's time to eat it. They don't even really know my name.
Feeling
So
isolated.
happy that we stayed there.
Talk more about that in a minute.
Tattoo with a needle and thread. Most of our old friends are dead, so test your drugs. Remember Narcan. There's a war on the people. What don't you understand? There's betting on everything. No, we'll come and need you with a broken wing. Oh, we need you back down here on earth. Nothing is as painful as birth. Well, time flies when you're getting old, but I was born with a baby boy's soul. Maybe someday I'll see you again in a field of war. Can understand? Maybe we could swallow it. Maybe we could dance again.
Is that just open D tuning? For those of you who know those things.
Maybe we could dance again. I was young when I left home. I never stopped running. Used to think I was alone. Nothing will stop me now. Nothing will stop me now. Oh, nothing will stop me now. Yeah, nothing can stop. Nothing can stop me now.
So, a few things. When I say open tuning, for those, I assume most people watching this video would know this, but if you hear me say open tuning, that means that a chord, you can play a chord on the guitar or whatever instrument, in this case a guitar, when you're not putting your fingers down at all, like you're strumming it with no hand, you're strumming it like that, and it plays a chord instead of having to put your fingers down to make the chord. That's called open tuning, when the chord just rings out without fingering it at all. There's so much going on here. The fentanyl line, come back to that in a second, is one of those other lines that jumped out at me the first time I heard this album. And you can tell that they, actually, on the album version, they don't drop the band out when they say there's a war on the people. What don't you understand? There's fentanyl and everything. They don't drop it out in the album version. And it works for this version, like the live version, because that's a line that everybody who has heard this album would know, and one of those lines that kind of jumps off the page at me anyway. Anyway, Alinda, the singer, was famously not a teenage runaway necessarily, but left home early, moved to New Orleans from the Bronx, played in a band there, hopped trains when it got too hot in New Orleans, is how they tell the story, and rode all over the country. But, they're finding a community of people. Let me look up the words. I want to make sure that I'm having this 100% correct. All right. They say, the campfire on the Superfund site, Garbage Island, fucking in the moonlight, play my song for the barrel of freaks, and we go shoplifting when it's time to eat. That's poetry. And they don't even, but, they found that community, right? People to hang out with, but they don't even really know my name. I'm so happy that we escaped from where we came. There's a sense of anonymity and still being alone in a group, even when they're within a group of people that are kind of like-minded, right? But that next verse, man, is one of the best verses of the year. It's right up there with the one in the second song too. In the Hawk Moon, sorry, not the second one. But tattoo with a needle and thread, most of our old friends are dead. That's a very punk thing to say, right? And it's true. This is the community that they're describing is one that has a lot of addicts. That's what Hawk Moon is about, right? About trying to talk an alibi too, about trying to talk addicts out of overdosing, right? A tattoo with a needle and thread. Most of our old friends are dead, so test your drugs. Remember Narcan. There's a war on the people. What don't you understand? There's fentanyl in everything. Don't become an angel with a broken wing. We need you back down here on earth, and nothing as painful as birth. And time flies when you're getting old. Man, that's just simple lyrics. None of those are complicated words, right? But it's just a punch after a punch after a punch after a punch. It's I can't really. When I talk about Hurray for the Riff Raff songs from this album, I lose my words more often than I do when I talk about a lot of other things, because it's just so good. And there's always songs, right, for everybody that just touch you true, right? And these songs are those for me. It's beyond them just being good. They're poetic. They're folky, but they also come from a punk place. They're easy to play, or easy-ish to play. They're not complex, particularly musically speaking. They're just beautiful songs. And they are songs that capture a person's experience. And I don't know that these are true stories. I've not read any interviews with Alinda where she talks about the veracity of all of these moments. But they certainly come off as true. And when I talk about them, like in English teacher sense, I talk about things being Tim O'Brien true. His book, The Things They Carried about the Vietnam War, he has lots of pieces in there about things not being factually true, but are true because they captured like the emotional core of what happened. And that's how these songs feel to me, is that they give me, the listener, a sense of the emotional core of an experience, whether they were actually factually things that happened in real life. I hope that makes sense. But and that's what you want with music, or that's what I want with music, is music that grabs my heart, right, and grabs my ear and doesn't let go. It's just a really cool experience. Again, the song is called Snake Plant, in parentheses, The Past is Still Alive. This is where the title of the album comes from, which is also called The Past is Still Alive. The band is called Hurray for the Riff Raff. The singer is named Alinda Segura. This is my album of the year so far, and I haven't heard anything any better yet. So if you have not listened to the whole record, get on your streaming platforms and do that now or reasonably expeditiously. I'll see y'all next time. Take care, y'all. Be good.